We are to carry on the work of Jesus. And Jesus tells us in today's gospel, according to John, that if we love him, then we will follow his commandments, that we need to carry on his work. Today, in a few moments, we will baptize little baby Hayden here. And I know her parents very well and her family. And I know that they will do their best to help her as she grows and develops day in and day out to love Jesus and to carry on his commandments. Because if we love him, then we will do what he asks. And we know that really we need to keep it very simple, that we need to love God with all that we have in our, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. This is the second opportunity we have this year to help the work of the church to love God and to love our neighbor. And at the end of the pews are envelopes for Catholic charities with pencils. So if you want to take one of those and pass it inward, that would be great. This is the second opportunity we have this year, and it's actually the third year where Catholic Charities has decided to not only have an appeal in February, but also in the month of May. And last year, they decided that it would be best to have a specific purpose for this second collection. It allows snowbirds and anybody who was absent in this winter because of cold weather to make sure they have a chance to participate. Catholic Charities, we do well with meeting our goal, but some of the things that are a little down for St. Joseph Parish is the number of people who contribute. And they know that into the future, it's these new contributors that will help carry on the work of the church that's mentioned in the gospel today. So if you open up the inside flap, you'll see on the bottom right-hand corner, there are three things that Catholic Charities is going to use this second appeal for. And they all have to do with direct service to the homeless. Shelter in Akron, the St. Cosgrove Center or Bishop Cosgrove Center in Cleveland, and then St. Joseph Shelter and 8th Street in Lorain. So we have an opportunity to help people right here in Lorain County. This past summer, a year ago, about Jared, who is one of the leaders of the shelter in Lorain, came to the parishes of Holy Spirit and St. Joseph and asked if we would help with an additional meal that we make on the second Wednesday of the month. It's a combined parish activity, and parishioners from both parishes come together and try to make a very delicious and nutritious meal. A group of people then bring it out to 8th Street, which is a drop-in center for families in the community, and then we serve that meal. So every Wednesday evening, a parish or organization makes a meal. We also make a meal for St. Joseph Shelter, and our St. Vincent de Paul Society makes lunches on Wednesday for 8th Street, and also breakfast twice a month at 8th Street on Saturday mornings. So we are really, really involved already in what happens in a community that's not very far away from us. It's just about 11 miles between here and there. I think that probably most of you are aware that St. Joseph Shelter exists in the old St. Joseph Church. And over these last few years, the city of Lorain has been trying to find a new location for the shelter. The biggest issue is that it doesn't have sprinklers. It's a very old building, does not have sprinklers in it, and it's against the law to have people sleep in a building that doesn't have fire suppression in it. So with the help of Catholic Charities, they have purchased the old Polish American Club on 28th Street, which is right next to the old steel mill. So they are almost complete with the build out of the renovation. So the 8th Street Family Center People drop in, they get help with looking for jobs. There's a food pantry there, lunch every day, breakfast on Saturdays, and a Wednesday night meal. And St. Joseph's Shelter are going to move together into a single location. So it's about $1 million to renovate the entire inside of the old Polish American Club, and the benefits of contributions made, and you can check that that's where you want your money to go, will certainly help them to finish that. They hope to open by fall. Right now, St. Joseph's Shelter is seasonal, November through April. Now it's going to be open year-long. You know, homelessness is not just a problem in the winter, it's a problem year-long. So with our help in Catholic Charities, we can follow the gospel today, where Jesus says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. I'm involved with the second Wednesday of the month meal. So I help to organize it, cook the food with volunteers, and take it out and serve. So 4:30 to 5:30, we serve the meal. We're closing up shop. I was talking to Jared, the director, about when the shelter opens, what can we do? Can we help paint maybe, or landscape, or some things as a parish community? So we put the food away, and then there were two guys that came and said, we haven't eaten all day. So, we graciously just opened up the food out of the refrigerator and made them a meal. We serve on that Wednesday about 100 children and women and families and men. It's a great thing that our parish helps to support, and it's moving all to a new location. It's a wonderful way for us to live the gospel. I try to bring a couple high schoolers with me every time to help serve. There's a group of mainly women who help me make the food on that second Wednesday, and then together we pack it up and take it and serve it. It's not only there at 8th Street, but the work that we've been doing for many, many years to help St. Joseph's Shelter. So they are coming together in a single location with the help of Catholic Charities, and we have an opportunity to serve. On the back of that envelope, it talks about, there's a matching gift. So the first $100,000 that's raised this weekend will be matched. If you're already a donor, and you've already given, that will also be matched as well. So even if it's $5 more or $20 more, a single gift will help make all of that possible right here in Lorain County. And just make sure you check. I think they're going to call it St. Elizabeth Center. So make sure you just check that box off if you're able to give. We have an opportunity to simply live our faith by the way that we follow the commandments of Jesus, to love God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. And may we continue to do so, this living faith that Jesus has left us, who was raised from the dead, the faith that we were going to hand on to little Hayden today. So if you could take a moment to fill those envelopes out. You can put them in the regular collection basket, or take some time after Mass today to do that. But anything that you can do is a help right here in Lorain County.